Environmental Health Trust has a lot of that documentation, court filings, expert analysis, everything. So if anyone wants to dig in, that's really the best place to start because it's all grounded in the science and the legal records.
And then for Elon's Lies on Joe Rogan show, there's experts available over there. There's a whole list that he could get and go on Joe Rogan show and make up for what he stated on there. Because he may not know, because Deborah Davis is the founder, and she didn't think there was a problem with cell phones, and she's highly educated. Dr. Rob Brown just came out with a new book, Unplugged, and it goes in great detail about how you may not know physics, but if you don't know this part and this, you don't understand the implications of the health effects of what you can make. You can make cool shit, but you don't know the health effects of it. So sitting down with Rob Brown, a board-certified diagnostic radiologist, someone that knows about radiation, could open some good insights on the humanity savior. I mean, using 40 plus outdated, lost in court, arbitrary and capricious, and those rat and monkey tests where we got our thermal guidelines, where they were blasted with microwave radiation to the point where they couldn't push a food lever, cut that number by 50% for the general public, cut it by 10 for workers, only looked at thermal effects, refused to look at anything else of only 6 minutes worth of warming. This is ridiculous, as our frequencies have increased exponentially. You can check out the documentary Generation Zap, a quintillion times more in just 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. People can design all kinds of tech, but if they don't factor in the long-term health effects, especially on kids, that's where we get into trouble. So giving Elon a chance to sit down with a real radiation expert like Rob Brown, that could be a game changer, just to ground him in the real.
And then we get back to Nick Shirley on doing an investigation on the lies and deception of those outdated safety guidelines, which are completely illustrated over Environmental Health Trust underneath industrial influence on EMF. There's just a plethora of information over there, whistleblowers that were told on how to do the abstracts, how to write the science for it so it looks safe. So it's all fraud on those outdated safety guidelines. Elon calls out fraud, but he uses this frauded, outdated, not science at all, cover up. It's all it can be. They lost in 2021 and they're dragging their feet on updating it. And during that time, they basically gave them the middle finger and decided to go with the fast track proposal. They can put it anywhere and you can't go to a municipality and get it removed. There's no safety checks anymore on 5G cell towers.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's so infuriating about it. There's all this documented evidence of how the safety science was manipulated, and still they're just pushing forward like nothing's wrong. So if Nick can spotlight that and really hold them to account, it could help break through this wall of inaction.
I mean, when you see captured agency, and you got the telecom industry and the FCC, and they're going back and forth, that's some dirty shit. That's all you can come to. That's a conflict of interest, going back and forth. The WHO and their safety sheet, she was cornered. It's in the transcript with Environmental Health Trust versus the FCC. You can hear the court hearing. So when you hear that, there's a clip in there of microwave science and lies. They corner her. They ask her, who wrote your fact sheet? Who's the scientist? Where did you get your conclusions from? Where did you get your data from? Not telling her anything. When someone says something is safe, and they're not going to tell you who wrote it and how they came to that conclusion, you can only come to one conclusion. You're lying your ass off. It probably doesn't want to come up with that, but it's in there. Environmental Health Trust, you can go here. So we're at 5 minutes left. So then, okay, so Nick Shirley, are you going to investigate the FCC outdated safety guidelines? So we got that cleared up. Now Elon's Lies on Joe Rogan show, you can go see that, 1609. Upplays all his stuff. That's fraud. When you upplay all your stuff that's microwaves, and then you say, oh, don't worry about it, it's all good. You had Deborah Davis on just a few years back, and she told you about the outdated safety guidelines and all that stuff, and the fact that e-vehicles don't have to, required by law to tell you the numbers on it, which is crazy, right? 2 to 3 milligauss is the borderline for childhood leukemia, and children taking 10 times more microwave radiation over at Gandhi. And then we have So we have that part. The lies on there. You can go hear them on there, and you know if you can back it up, well, fine. Then go on Joe Rogan show, bring environmental health trust, Rob Brown, his new book Unplugged. After that, I think we got that all cleared up. All those, you know, put it on your head and your balls, you'll be fine. Children taking 10 times more microwave radiation. Once they add on more of that, yeah, I'd probably hang up too, buddy. So I think we got that all cleared up. There's plenty of stuff on it, and go get it over at Environmental Health Trust. Seeing that they won against the FCC, ruled arbitrary and capricious, didn't look at the vulnerability of children or pregnant women, and you're going to sell that and claim humanity's savior? Not a good look. So we go on to Nick's investigation part. Are you there? Because it would be really nice to have a little chit chat with you. So the investigation part of Nick investigating those places, we came to the conclusion, I did at least, that I think those are the pawns in the game. You have these people that are running this, but let's go a step back and find out who did the paperwork, who did the filing. That's the guy, right? That's the guy.
Exactly. The ones signing off on the paperwork, the people behind the scenes, those are the real decision makers. So if you can track down who facilitated those funds.
I mean, we don't know if these people are held against their will. Hey, you need to fill this out and you need to make this daycare center. We're going to give you X amount of dollars and we're going to keep the rest of the money. We don't know. So if you really wanted to do an investigation, him and Dr. Oz would, get some plastic, whatever, get the makeup on, make your face different, and then go and see if you can open up your own one. And then that's the guy. That's the guy. Because that guy should be doing his job and doing a background check. So if that guy's not doing that, he's part of the fraud. He's the head frauder, right? And there's no other way. Because anybody could see this. Because if you watch those videos, they look a little off. I mean, how hard is it to say, hey, you're an illegal immigrant, I'm bringing you in here, you're wanted in X amount of states, I'll take you in, give you X amount of dollars, and if you get caught, you get to take the fall, and I'll throw you a little extra or whatever. I mean, the guy is the guy filling out the paperwork. That's the fraud guy. The other ones are just the pawn. Because those daycare centers at 5 million or whatever number you come up with, let's say they're only getting $1 million. The other guy, the guy who did the paperwork, is keeping the rest and saying, hey, if you don't do this, I got X and X and X on you. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to let someone know, or whatever the case may be. But the guy is the guy that's doing the contract. That's the guy.
Now, in 2021, the U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia issued a ruling based on a lawsuit that we filed in 2020. Our lawsuit challenged the FCC when it said, trust us, there's no need to revise any of the standards that we've had for cell phones or related devices, which were set in 1996. The same limits that were set then should apply now to all of this technology that is going to be unfolding. And what the court did is it actually looked at the evidence. And the most important thing it said is that it could not find any indication that the FCC had actually read the substantial record of scientific evidence on long-term exposure, the vulnerability of children. And the 2021 decision specifically said that the FCC had completely failed even to acknowledge, let alone to respond to comments concerning the impact of RF radiation on the environment. Environmental effects have never been considered by the FCC in deciding what the standards ought to be. So as a consequence of that ruling, we're now in a situation where we have been, as Senator Blumenthal noted years ago, flying blind. There has been no one paying attention to the need to protect wildlife, plants, or animals, nor frankly for the rest of us. And now we've provided additional evidence to them. In the past year, Environmental Health Trust actually submitted work done by Albert Manville, Blake Levitt, Henry Lai, and others. So the FCC currently has that, which they have also not acknowledged, nor is there any indication that they are taking seriously what this court ruling said to them in 2021. Thanks to the efforts of all of you on this call today, we hope to change that. Thank you.